Well, I guess we need a little extra intro there. But anyways, welcome everybody to Real Life Matters. And I'm your host, DBoss. And I just want to encourage the people to like the guests that come on, if they're musicians, their businesses, or their companies, or their entertainers, just make the extra, just due diligence and just go like it. Just takes a second, make a comment, reach out to them if they want to be reached out to, and stuff like that. But anyway, I just want to tell everybody today a little tip. Some people hear me laughing and stuff like that. But, to laugh, I'm going to be giving you some good tips. To laugh releases a lot of stress. And it doesn't mean just because you laugh, but sometimes not every laugh is a laugh. Sometimes people are just laughing just because they just want to release something in your body. And it's good to laugh because it keeps you a little bit younger. So that's my little tip of the day. But today we got a real special guest on for you. And he works with a lot of actors, potential actors, entertainers. He actually casts them, make sure that they fit for the right fit. But we're going to find out all about what he does. So with no further ado, I introduce to you Des Allen. He's CEO of Innovative Artists Camp.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you
All
today.
right.
Good to be here.
Well, Des, it's a privilege to have you on here. So I just want to let them know what's your background, if you have a cultural background or where you come from. Just so everybody here at Real Life Matters likes to know that.
Yeah, I was born and raised actually in the Midwest of United States in Ohio, Cincinnati. So yeah, we're right there at the southwest corner of Ohio, where the three rivers kind of come together. I guess Pittsburgh is the actual three rivers, but one of those rivers, Ohio, comes up to where we are. Yeah, I'm born and raised here. And of course, I've traveled a lot of places, but come back here to call it home.
Mm-hmm. So you're all American guy.
Yes.
All right. So tell us a little bit about, I like the name and how you Innovative Artist Camp. So tell us how you came up with the name of that, because that's very different and I like it.
Right. When I started out with one of partners of mine, we actually were doing some music management kind of separately, and that kind of brought us together. He did more of the video side, and I was more of the music business side. And so we worked on a particular project with an artist. And as we looked around at the city and what was going on, there were a lot of really passionate people, a lot of really talented people, but they were kind of siloed in their practices. Like some people did, choreography, or they did dancing, or they shot videos, or they did music, but there was nothing really bringing them together, one, to train them, in their particular practice or discipline, and then also to kind of educate them, and then also to kind of set a standard of what really needed to represent the city in a better way. So that really is where the three parts of the name came together. We wanted to be innovative, so we were always pushing the envelope with what was presented, how it was presented, the decisions that the characters would make could be a little better than sometimes are presented other places, as well as getting with professionals that were up on different forms of technology and making sure we incorporate that to be innovative. And then, of course, the artists are in the middle. It's all about them. Can't really function or exist without them. And then the camp was really a way to say that this was a place that was inviting, a place to grow, to come together, to collaborate, and then create things together that could stand the test of time. So we came up with Innovative Artists Camp.
Okay. So do you take the artists, or do you get artists that already know what they're doing, or do you train people, or you recruit them?
It seems like the above. Yeah, it seems like the artists always know what they're doing, or at least think they do. That's never a problem. Um, but you know, they're different in different steps of their development. We can develop them. Of course, we have worked with ones that, you know, some of the artists just have a better sense of awareness, how to present themselves, what they want to do with their projects. So, you know, we can work with all of them and really see where they fit in and use them accordingly. We could use some of the more advanced artists, or for instance, the most advanced videographers, and help them work with the less advanced, you know, and again, coach them and guide them into creating something great.
Okay. So what's the process? So how do you recruit the people that you're going to work, or do they have to fill out a form, or what do they
Mhm.
have to do?
Mhm. Um, there's kind of two sides of the business. There's kind of the consulting side, um, which primarily deals with music, but again, can deal with dancers, etc.
Okay.
Um, Either I go to, uh, or you know, or other individuals working with the company. We'll go to all the open mics, spoken words. We'll go see the indie movie premieres around the city. Kind of get a beat on who's doing what, and then just ask them. You know, if you see something that maybe we can improve, we'll go up and ask them. You know, would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? You know, would you like us to consult you or help you out in that area? Or of course, with social media, you know, the DMs can always be effective for them to come to you and ask you, you know, if they want some help, or if they want to be a part of one of the projects. Okay. On the other side of the fence, once we get a project, like um, our first short film that we actually finished during the pandemic, um, once it was written, and you know, we decided who we wanted to write it, kind of did our little writing camp, and then I actually had actors in mind, and one of them was pretty experienced, actually a couple of them pretty experienced with what they did in the city.
Okay.
One even worked for like the Shakespeare company in the city, and I had done work professionally with her before. Well, I knew I wanted her, if possible, to play the lead in that. So I kind of recruited her, recruited one of the other gentlemen I'd seen his work, and then the other team members. We kind of went out, got them, and had them do, you know, readings and audition process. So we put them in place too. So it's kind of a two-part process, from consulting side and then our actual project side.
So you
How
have
we
like a team then.
say that
You have
again?
like a team. You have like a team of individuals.
Yeah, yeah. There's the individual I mentioned that really started the company with me, and he actually lives in Atlanta, Terrell Evans. He helps me a lot. Plus, he's kind of on the technology side with me. So he handles the website, he handles a lot of social media things we do. And then Jardani here, she also helps me with the scouting and writing. And she actually appeared in that first short film. So it's kind of three of us as the main partners or characters in the business that go out and work with the others.
All right. Well, you have this little clip here of something that you know what's your company. Some of the, like a little, just a little intro, people. It's not.
Yeah, yeah. If I could take a few seconds to kind of set it up, because um, you know, like I said, we started kind of in the music management frame, and then I
Right.
wanted to do something that was a little more collaborative, and so
Uh-huh.
we wanted to do like a proof of concept. So there was a story that I wrote in high school
Okay.
um, that actually won an honorable mention in the national writing competition for the Edison Electric Institute, and I converted that to a screenplay. So we figured out how to do that, how to do your synopsis, your character breakdowns, all of that. And then we went to casting, of course, you know, then we had to do the locations. And so we really did that as a proof of concept to show how we could put that together. Went out and got the director, you know, had to hire people for a wardrobe, for makeup, for hair. Um, and we produced this short film, which is about a domesticated robot that, of course, has AI going on. But as they get more intelligent, they're really not what they started out to be, like a smartphone or a toaster? Do they become people? And how do they feel about, when the next version comes out and you just want to throw them away, like your iPhone 9 or iPhone 7? They don't want to get thrown away. So what do they do? And this is the trailer for that short film.
All right, here we go, people.
It's called System.
Just 1 minute. Go to Chrome tab. Oh, it's System. That's right. It's called the System.
Correct.
Okay.
And desire to be everyone to. Every single last dream true.
So what do you want from me?
I wanted love and affection.
Does he not feel the love? Me.
I don't know what you want me to say. I wasn't looking.
I want you to say the truth.
Man, I told you not about it, man. I told you that.
Wow.
That's it. Yep.
Wow, that's great. That's that. It's very short, but it's to the point. So that System. So how did you came up with the name System? Was it you that came up with, or was the screenwriter or the producers?
Yeah, I came up with that. It actually, one of the music artists that I worked with here, a couple projects, Jamie Shea, she actually recorded a song called System. And it was really dealing with when you start drinking and people look good to you and you lose control of what you're doing. So I thought of the name of that because the original name was like a mock robot or something after a Star Trek theme. And so I wanted to collaborate with her project on that. So I actually brought her song in as a theme song for it. And we built a whole soundtrack around it from local artists. And then that's how the name became System, because it kind of then describes, what happens when, things go on. Because even in the story, it's 17 minutes. There's also things that happen in his life that are affected by the system that he kind of sets up.
So it's a short then. It's a short 17 minutes only?
Yes,
short.
yes.
Okay.
17 minutes.
Okay.
It's probably 60% of the total script that we shot. But yes, it's about 70 minutes. It's on YouTube right now. We plan to distribute it to other platforms like Tubi here in the next month or so.
Okay.
At that point, the YouTube link will probably go away. But right now, you can find it on YouTube at the Innovative Artist Camp site.
So they can watch the 17 minutes or just the short?
They can watch the trailer. They can watch the full 17 minutes on YouTube right now. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get that added on into your into your segment. I'll probably play that. I'll probably play the whole 17 minutes into your segment here so that people could see that.
Okay.
And watch it. So what's that? And you're working with one of our friends there, Michael Stephen Paul there of Agony Films. You're doing some stuff with him, right?
Yeah. He came to the city some months ago. Had good energy behind this project, so I was bringing people together well. It's nice to collaborate with other people that bring things out of nothing, because he's a writer as well. So, we've been able to have some pretty good conversations. We started a business relationship where, System actually we're trying to distribute that through the distribution he has set up for his company, Anye Films, and see where that goes. All
right. So what's the process if people want to join you or what you do, the Innovations Artist Camp? What do they got to do? Do they sign up on the website, or what do they have to do?
There is a contact form on the website, iartcamp.com. We also have a social media presence through the total name of the company or IAC 513. You can find us there. Direct message will reach us. And then also email. You can reach out and email us. And I'm available at des@iartcamp.com.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So I'm telling you, it's been just to know that there's like a innovation artist camp. I know there's nothing like yours, but just to know that there's something out there to actually help the people and cast the people and stuff like that. So, like sometimes you hear them, but sometimes you guys are way in the background. You only, they don't really talk about you guys like that.
Right. Yeah. And besides, Michael Stephen Paul's company, there's Josiah Vision we have here. Josiah is actually the male lead in the short film. He has production companies. There's several here that, can put, actors to use or musicians that want to get music out there. We definitely can, as I mentioned, wardrobe people, hair people, makeup people.
And you help get the artists out there also, like musicians and stuff, or like people like singers and okay.
Yeah. I've been doing music management.
We'd send a few people to you.
yeah, for a few years. Working with one artist now named Star Nicole. That's another way that we help. We help package and promote you for opportunities in the music industry.
Right. And then of course there's a charge for that, for you guys doing that.
Yeah, there's a consulting fee. Small fee. Okay. Small fee. We know we're coming out of the pandemic.
You gotta invest something in yourselves, Some people want all these thousands and thousands and thousands, but it depends what it is, because you're out actually there to help the people.
Right. So, well, the funny thing is, with all of the people in the industries that I know, whether it's LA, Atlanta, New York, when you go and meet with them, the ones that I know anyway, they're willing to share the information. You can even tell by the different podcasts that are out, like Drink Champs and others. They're willing to share the information. You just need to know who you're talking to and know the right questions to ask based on what you need to put in.
You just don't want people out there to be, taking your money and then they're not doing anything. And they say they got all these big names and everybody who whatever, and then to find out, oh, that's not true,
Right. That is definitely out there, more than I would like to admit. But in situations, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. But the other side of the coin, as I mentioned, if you know who you're talking to, what it is they do, and what you need to know from them, then all these people really exist, from the biggest in the industry, down to the smallest. They just do what they do. So when you come across them, you may have to recognize them. For instance, if you go to P. Diddy's conference, Revolt, in Atlanta, went there one time, and I was sitting in the audience, one of the groups, and as you look around the room, all these people were just sitting there. But if you didn't know who they were or didn't recognize them because they weren't on their form of media, then a lot of them, nobody was talking to them because they didn't recognize them. So you have to really know who you need to talk to and what it is they do, and then what are the right questions to ask.
Okay. All right. So there any shout outs? Des, we're going to show the system by Des. You guys will get to see it on TV.
Right.
So,
and
shout outs that you want to give to anybody?
Yeah, I just want to mention too, last Sunday, we actually started shooting the second short, and it's based on my uncle's experience as the first Black baseball player on the University of Cincinnati's baseball team in 1966. So it's kind of like a soliloquy play piece where he's going around the bases, giving his experiences from each base, going from home to home, so to speak, where he speaks on racism, speaks on the value of family, mentors, etc., while he's going around. And then we'll actually interview him. He was a CPA at Mobil Oil for years, and then he was a professor at UCF, and now he's retired.
So you just shot that one. So when's that going to come out?
We shot the first part. We have to go down and interview him in a few weeks to add that in post-production. So it'll probably be late spring, early summer by the time we get that one out.
Okay. Well, you gotta come back and we'll talk about that one.
I will. 1966.
Maybe you gotta cast me in something.
More on that later. We can.
There's a lot of things we can do. When you're working with TV personalities and people, we already know how we pass that stage fright and all that stuff. Right. All right. So, are there any shout outs? And just stick around after this so I can talk to you a minute. Don't sign off so quickly. But okay. Are there any shout outs that you want to give to people? Yeah, definitely. My partners that helped me out, as I mentioned, Terrell Evans, also Jardani. My director worked with me on a couple of projects now. Midnight, Andre, and also Adam, the other director that I've used. Hopefully we can get this film we're working out now out and to the people. Okay. Shout out Mikey J too for connecting us. Okay. I mentioned he's doing big things in our city as well. All right. Well, thank you, Des. We can't wait for the next short that you have come out. Okay. So, I do want to thank you. You guys go to YouTube and see the short system, but you will see it in this interview with him. And I also do follow him. Go look and see. It just takes a second. So, anyways, I do want to thank you, Des Allen, for coming on from the Innovative Artist Camp. And I also do want to thank the viewers tonight for tuning in to Real Life Matters. So everybody, so good night and so bye for now. Thank you. Bye-bye.